Welcome to this review in unnecessary detail of the Kita Boshi 2mm mechanical pencils. Are these pencils the perfect starter pencils for someone coming into the 2mm world? That is the question that we're going to answer in the next 15 to 20 minutes. There will be chapters about every aspect that I cover, so you can just use the chapters and skip to the part that is most relevant to you. Also, watch it at maybe 1.5x speed. I know I talk a bit slow, so speed it up to improve your viewing experience. And with this, let's get started. So, about the pencil, it comes in a plastic pack with cardboard holder for the pencil, and it comes with a sharpener. I am now going to open this one. I have three of them. One I've kept packed. The other one, this is in brown, and this is in red. And there's an interesting detailing. The red pencil comes with a red sharpener top, and of course, the brown one comes with the black sharpener. First things first, the build. I think there was some discussion about whether this is plastic or wood. This definitely looks like wood, feels like painted wood, but could have been plastic. There were some views around that. However, if you take the red one and then you open the back, you can clearly see that this is most likely wood. If you smell it as well, you can smell the woodiness of this pencil. For today's session, the lead that I'm using, there are two leads. In the red one, I have the Kita Boshi B lead that comes standard with this pencil, and for comparison I also have the Staedtler HB lead in the other pencil. This lead is absolutely something else, and we will come back to this lead very soon. About the construction, it is wooden construction. I think just let me organize this a little bit. Is this visible? Yes. So it's a wooden construction, and the chrome bits in the front and back are not just aesthetic but also functional. What they do is they add just the right amount of weight to the pencil, and also they balance it slightly towards the center. So if I look at the weight, where it is too light to use and not fun, and too heavy to use and not fun, I think from the weight point of view, it is bang in the middle. Maybe a tad bit on the lighter side, but just perfect to use. The balance of this pencil is also, if this is the front and this is the rear, the center, it is almost at the center but slightly front, and that again works well for me. This chrome bit actually is very shiny, looks very good. The brown pencil I have had for both of these pencils I've had for more than 18 months. The red one has mostly been in my drawer. It's the brown one that's done the heavy lifting. You can see some scratches, some scrapes, some ink on it, and I think it takes wear very well. Despite being in a pencil case for such a long time and being used continuously, it is not worse for wear at all. So it's a highly durable construction. So durability, I would say, is very high. Um, in terms of the body is hexagonal. While it does not have a roll stop, because it is hexagonal, it once it starts rolling, it's dangerous. But then usually, it is not a pencil that you leave and will start rolling off the table. It is quite stable. Um, the back we just opened, there is no eraser, which is quite typical for these 2mm lead holders. And in fact, quite like a wooden pencil, it does not even have a clip. So let me quickly get a few wooden pencils on screen for comparison. So if we just line all of these up, maybe let's just use this. So you'll see the length and the dimensions are of a typical wooden pencil. This is a Staedtler Norris. This is the Muji wooden pencil. This is the Staedtler yellow pencil for comparison. If you want, maybe I'll get one of these. I just put it here. I don't want to remove. This is for comparison with the Faber Castell drawing pencils. That's the 9000 series. And if you want to compare with, okay, now these are out, might as well get it here. So this is the Mars Lumograph series from Staedtler. So roughly the size of a typical wooden pencil. And we compare these with our typical reference pencils. This is with Mars Technico. This is a 9 to 5. This is Rapid Pro. And these are the two Kita Boshis. So that's the size comparison. Of course, it would not be complete without bringing in the Muji and the Ohto pencils. So these have taken a distinctly different approach. These are shorter and stubbier, while these are, I've had the lead out this entire time, while these are longer and more slender. Both have their own pros and cons, but these will come to some other day. I have been consolidating my thoughts on those. Maybe in a future video you'll see them. Before we go on to anything else, I think the pricing of this product deserves a special mention. It is remarkably affordable. I was impressed by the pricing. Though off late I have seen a lot of plastic pencils coming up which are unbelievably affordable. So I've seen pencils that are 10 cents a pencil, 20 cents a pencil, US dollar. But this again, in terms of low to high, is on the mid to high end when it comes to lead holders. There's just one Rotring Rapid Pro, and then you have a couple of other high end pencils that sit here. Most of the middle of the market is in this range, so it sits, at least in India, it sits somewhere alongside most of the middle of the market products. So the pricing is good, it is attractive. And now let's quickly come to the features. So is this visible? Yes. So if we talk about the features of this pencil, first, the lead progression is auto. It does not have the drop clutch mechanism like this has. Oops, this is, so this is a user hack where the small drop clutch pencils, what you can do is your broken shards of lead or the very small ends of the leads that are left, they do not work very well in pencils like these that have automatic mechanisms. So I end up using them for till the very end in these drop clutch mechanism pencils. But this one has automatic progression. We need to talk about the sharpener now. The sharpeners are very interesting. In fact, let's do a quick demo. I've tried them both. Both of them have the same properties. So if you look at it, it is quite similar to the Kohinoor sharpener. In fact, we looked at the Versatile 5608 in the previous video. And when I say that, all of these pencils I have reviewed in separate videos if you're interested. They They will all be in the playlist that I'll link to at the end of this video. You can go and take a look. This is the end cap sharpener that comes in Kohinoor pencils, and then this I think is just the bigger brother of the Kohinoor leads, Kohinoor sharpeners. So let's quickly put this to the test. The way this sharpens is, let's just do this. So you just put this in, and then you just put this in and you twist, and you'll notice two things. One, that the tip is very shallow, that you will see here. And the second thing, I don't want to waste my Kita Boshi lead. I will do that with the Staedtler lead. If you try to over sharpen, bringing this back into the screen, and I think you will see it developing. If you try to over sharpen, you will see this slight pointy thing that starts appearing. So what happens is, if I quickly sketch it out for you, let's say this is the lead. In fact, a new pencil comes with an unsharpened lead, much like you do with a typical wooden pencil. Most of the other lead holders that you get, they come with pre-sharpened tips for the leads, but these ones come flat. So about the lead, so this is how the lead comes, and then when you sharpen it, it's a very shallow point, and it stays so shallow. But if you try to over sharpen it, what happens is the shallowness stays, and then it develops a small tip at the front, and that's the kind of profile you end up with. Now that you know what to look for, I think you might be able to spot it here. And if you want to do a quick comparison, I think this one I had sharpened with the KUM sharpener, long point. So a quick comparison of the sharpener outcomes. I think it's evident. Yes, it is. Moving forward, so sharpener is good, it is functional, works well, but if you like a longer point, you might want to get a separate sharpener. This is uni, this is KUM long point. This is a bit worse for wear. I will at some point show you, or I have it handy. This is what a new KUM sharpener looks like. It comes with, come on, it comes looking very pretty. It has a plastic hinge here, opens up, and then you can use it. This one, the top came off due to while I was using it, but again, it works very well. In fact, a short aside, the sharpener comes with spare blades. Where's the focus? Yes, so you can see the blades here. Let me take these out. We'll do this in a separate video, but this is a very nice sharpener. Even the tool level sharpening for the wooden pencils is quite amazing. I think this deserves a session of its own. It does not have a lead grade indicator, the pencil. Most wooden pencils do have the grade mentioned. You have an HB here, HB here. So a lead grade indication would have been good to have, but it does not matter. Second is the grip. Most of these lead holders come with metal grips. They have, and I usually end up talking about how grippy the grip is, how well it holds on, how well it performs under pressure, how abrasive it is, how smooth it is, how nice it feels. But this is just super simple, and I think if you can do a pencil like this, you don't need all those grips, and it's a refreshing change. If you have a bunch of these pencils already, I would recommend getting a Kita Boshi just for circulation. You can introduce it in your pencil case for whenever you don't want the harsh metallic feel. You can come back to the soothing wooden look and a very soft, very plush feel for this pencil. So that's all that there is about the usage of the lead holder and the pencil. What deserves a special mention is the lead, and oh my god, this B lead from Kita Boshi is just something else. It is the smoothest lead that I have ever used. Um, it is almost waxy. How do I even say this? It feels like it is cushioned. It is soft. It is dark. So let's just do this quickly. So darkness, while this claims to be B, I'd say it's closer to a regular 2B lead than a B lead. In terms of color, we all know that Staedtler is more gray than black. So I should have done gray here and black here. And you will see that this is perfect pure black. In terms of darkness, it's almost 2B. And if we talk about smoothness, it is the smoothest lead I have ever used. And noise. Now, this is where, you know, how in cars they have acoustic design engineers where people work through the sound profiles of how the door shuts and how every button clicks and how that is thought through. Has Kitaboshi done it for this pencil, or the noise is low and high, or is it accidental? I don't know, but it is just perfect. It is the quintessential pencil sound that you hear in movies, that you remember from your childhood. Uh, it is there, but it is not obtrusive. It is not, there is no toothiness, there is no resistance when you write. But that sound is just there, adding to the joy of writing with this pencil. Um, I don't know how they do it, but it is just one of the most amazing LEDs that I have used. You would remember from most of my previous videos, I start with praising the pencil and saying how good it is, but then I spend most of the video talking about the cons of the product. This one, I could not find any cons, and I've looked very hard, and in fact, I also did some research. I found one of the users on Reddit, uh, not complaining but praising how the tip allows you to use it for drawing at a very shallow angle instead of these drop clutches, which once they are protruded out, they can catch onto the paper and then either tear the paper or prevent you from writing. You need to get the lead out further, and even then, at times, it starts catching on. So, that was a very astute observation that I saw. But again, most of the forums, people can't find anything wrong with this. I can't find anything wrong with this. If I dig really deep, maybe, maybe we can say that it could have been slightly heavier, but no, this is just perfect the way it is. We don't complain that this wooden pencil is too light. It it is what it is, and it works. It does the job. This is the one pencil where I don't have a single con that I can talk about, and that after having used it for more than 18 months. So that's quite amazing. So the final writing, sketching, drawing, sketching, sketching between 1 and 7, 1 and 7. It is nothing spectacular, it is just right. So for both of these, I'll put this in a firm 5 to 6 range where it is unassuming and it just comes in and does the job. It is the perfect pencil for someone who's not used mechanical lead pencils before, 2mm lead pencils before. We've all used wooden pencils. This is just the natural progression. It is just a wooden pencil with a 2mm lead holder construction inside. Buy, no buy, this is a no brainer. I would say this is a definite buy for more reasons than one. First, it is good to have in your circulation. Second, it is a good starter pencil. START. I cannot seem to be able to spell today. So it's a very good starter pencil to get into this because you get a sharpener, a great lead, and a good pencil that feels very natural. Third, the company. From my research, it seems the manufacturer is a legacy and a small family run business based out of Japan that is still manufacturing these pencils. They were earlier doing wooden pencils, and then over time they've transitioned into these ones as well. I think as a community, supporting these small businesses is important because we need these products to be available in the future. And if we don't support these businesses, then nobody's going to buy, and then the world will be denied the joy of these pencils. And that, my friends, is all I have to say about that. Thank you very much for your time and patience in listening to me talk about this pencil for the last 25 minutes. I hope you found this helpful. Uh, Use the comment section below to ask any questions that I may not have addressed, and check out the playlist to look at other wonderful writing instruments. Thanks again. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.